Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your love and relationship reading for April 1st through April 15th. For those of you who are just now tuning in, these are generalized readings, so not everything in the reading may pertain to you because it's not specifically focused for you. I start off with the reading for my singles, and then I move into a spread for my couples. One of the things that I really like to focus on is a sound state of mind and spiritual harmony, so to speak, because I really feel like that is the foundation for relationships to grow, because I truly believe in the law of attraction. You get back what you put out. Okay. I always work with rose quartz, fluoride, and citrine. Okay. And I'll get more into those throughout my readings. Usually at the end is when I really get into my minerals. So with that said, I'm going to start off with a reading for my singles. If you guys have any questions, I'm available at mantraflowtarot@gmail.com. Okay. So the first card in the spread represents where you are now. This is the Daughter of Pentacles. This could indicate that you are at a new beginning in your life. You really are coming into oneself, learning new things about yourself. And also, there's an acknowledgement of things that you've been through, and really learning that through those experiences, and acknowledging that those experiences were important because they molded the person that you are today. And these experiences will prevent you from making similar, if some of the things that you're really pondering right now are mistakes, so this is a learning experience so that you don't make those mistakes in the future. The next card is what's covering you, and this is the card of death. Right now you're going through a period of change, and we touched on that, acknowledging experiences from the past so that you don't repeat them in the future, but also honoring them, because again, this is what made you into who you are and the person that you are. But this also symbolizes a new beginning, a fresh start, okay, a change. What's crossing you is the Six of Cups. This could indicate that maybe there's somebody who from your past who you're really thinking about, or this could symbolize that maybe somebody from your past has even returned back into your life, okay? The next card is the Hermit, and this is the foundation of this situation. I think one of the things I really love about the Hermit is, and for those of you who don't know about the Hermit, is that the Hermit is a very respected spiritual creature who lives on the outskirts of society, because the Hermit doesn't live, the Hermit doesn't let society define him. He functions on his own and he finds a strength from within. This could indicate that, again, you're going through a change, and with this change came a lot of introspection and reflection. And also a lot of soul searching. Maybe you're going through a lot of soul searching, or you have up until this point. The next card is the Temperance card, which is one of my favorites. This represents the recent past. Now, this could be a situation, within the past 3 months, generally. It doesn't have to, it's not a hard 3 months. This could also be something that is just, starting to wane itself out of your life, so to speak. But the Temperance has to do with maybe an individual who is in your life, who was very caring, very kind, very gentle, but also very effective at getting what he or she wanted. This could also indicate maybe this is the individual that you are thinking about right now. The next card has to do with your aspirations, and this is the Five of Wands, which has to do with conflict. Maybe this is an acknowledgement or struggle within, struggles that you have with letting the past go. Maybe this symbolizes you holding on to things, not releasing it, not processing these things that you need to really work through. The next card represents you and the environment of the near future. This is the Ten of Swords. This indicates maybe you really going deep into these struggles that you're working with, and really going back and forth as to how you're going to let them go, acknowledging some heartache, dealing with some heartache, processing this heartache, okay? The outcome, I think the next couple weeks is going to be rather difficult for you towards the end, okay, because you're going to be going through a major change. This is the Tower, something that's really going to shake the foundation that you're walking on, something that has to do with the Ten of Swords, something that you're really going to struggle with. So to help prepare for this, I really recommend you working with a dark stone such as smoky quartz or black tourmaline. This will help repel negativity away from you and also act as armor. It'll also keep you grounded and centered with Mother Earth, okay? Also, since we have this old love that you're really thinking about, or maybe has re-entered your life, I think that's really beneficial for you to work with fluorite. This will aid in your decision making. It will help with communication, and it's also going to help you work through these feelings that you have with the Ten of Swords and the Tower. Okay, when you think of fluorite, I want you to think of an ocean. Okay, a really rough ocean. This is the mechanism that soothes those waves. Okay. And also, since this is a reading pertaining to love, and we have this new love here that you're thinking about, and I really think that this old love is tied with this Temperance energy that we have right here. I think it's beneficial for you to work with rose quartz. This will open up your heart chakra. This will allow you to give love, receive love, and most importantly, it's also very good for self-love, which I really think is going to help again with these energies that we have going on over here. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and move into my couples reading. Okay, so the first card in the spread is the Queen of Discs, and this represents what you're bringing into this relationship. You're somebody who is very caring, very nurturing, and very family oriented. You're also somebody who is very creative, and I think that you really take that creativity and your nurturing and really apply it to this new relationship. It's something that comes very naturally to you. However, you're also somebody who is very sensitive, and with that comes a tendency for your feelings to get hurt very easily. And I think it's sometimes with altercations with your partner, you can sometimes play the victim, so to speak. The next card is the King of Cups, and this is where you are now in regards to the other person. You're really taking a strong, dominant partner sense. You really want to take care of this individual. And this also represents, your seriousness about this relationship. And also in regards to the deep emotion that you have, there's also a lot more than what meets the eye to you. And I think that people don't realize that, when they first met you, or excuse me, when they first meet you. However, when they really get to know you, they're really enamored by how deep you are. And I think that that really goes with the way you feel for people too. The next card is the Hierophant. And this is what you're hoping to get from this relationship. So again, we have this very nurturing nature about you, but this is also an extreme honesty card. Ready or not, here I come sort of attitude. And it also kind of reminds me of a mineral called moldavite that also has that same type of energy. You're somebody who is very respected. Your partner has a lot of respect for you, and in return, you also want that type of respect. But again, you're somebody who's very hands-on and very caring, and you also want that in return in regards to your partner. The next card is the Three of Swords, and this represents what the other person is bringing into this relationship. The Three of Swords signifies heartache from the past that your partner is bringing, that your partner has carried with him or her from the past and bringing it into this relationship. This could also indicate that maybe these are things that your partner is really still processing and is afraid of what might happen again. So there could be some walls up that you're dealing with right now. The next card is the Knight of Swords, and this is what they're getting out of this relationship. I don't really think that, this person saw this relationship coming. I think it really caught them off guard. And I think that there was a tenacity that you had when you were pursuing this individual, which ultimately caught, again, this person really off guard. The next card is the Eight of Wands, and this is what they're hoping to achieve out of this relationship. This has to do with standing his or her ground. This person could also be very stubborn, and I think that your partner can be hard to penetrate, so to speak, as far as these inner layers that he or she is carrying. And I really think that it has to do with these issues that he or she is carrying with him or her from the past that really need to still be processed. And it's not that your partner doesn't feel, it's just that we have these walls, and this person is ultimately afraid of letting these walls down because he or she is afraid of being hurt again. The next card is the Queen of Wands, and this represents what your partner, how you see your partner. You see this person is very caring and charismatic, but you also acknowledge this hardness that he or she has. This person is very direct and very straightforward, really pierces you as they look into your soul. But what really captures you is this balance between this hardness that he or she has, but also this incredibly enduring side as well. The next card is the Page of Cups, and this represents how your partner sees you. Your partner does see you as an opportunity to move forward within, a serious relationship. And if you're already in a serious relationship, this partner wants to continue to build on that and maybe concentrate more on family matters or really taking that relationship to the next step. The outcome is the Ten of Cups, and this signifies an abundance of emotional happiness. And I don't know if you could see it, but there's a skeleton cradling a baby skeleton. This really indicates, strong family ties and moving forward with that harmony of creating a family or concentrating on your family, with each other. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull 3 cards and see what you need to learn to make this relationship successful. Oh, the Ten of Swords, 3 of Wands, and the 2 of Cups. So first we have an acknowledgement of the 2 of Cups, which really touches on this deep connection that you guys have with one another. This deep soulmate connection, and really trying to be considerate of each other and seeing things from each other's eyes. We have this Ten of Swords over here. This has to do with the heartache that we're carrying, and I really think that it has to do with heartache that your partner's carrying from the past. And then we also have the 3 of Wands, which has to do with seeing the fruits of your efforts play out. This is a reminder that you guys have a common goal of the life that you guys have together and working towards that. And to remind yourself of the incredible connection that you have when moving forward and not letting the experiences from the past holding you back. And that, there's also an acknowledgement, and this is a reminder that when you're in a relationship, you guys are there to lean on each other and you don't have to deal with these issues alone. And that by effective communication, you guys could walk the path together to work through these types of issues. Okay, so with that said, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to email me at mantraflowtarot@gmail.com. Thanks, you guys.